Nilla Selormey. I used to be the managing director of UMB, I think from the period 2014-2015 or thereabouts, yes. I led the transformation and the moving the brand from Merchant Bank to UMB. As one of the oldest or the oldest indigenous merchant bank, I think they have done tremendously well to have come this far. I mean, 50 years in the life of any institution is a long time, and they've stood the test of time, which shows that they have always and will always have something to offer to us as Ghanaians. Merchant Bank has, over the years, since I believe it was established, been a needs-based banker. When I say needs-based banker, what I mean is they provide services and products that meet a need. So they're not just out there providing generic services that may not necessarily appeal to everybody. I think a lot of the stuff they do is tailor-made to suit the kind of clients that they go in for. So you'll find that over the years, Merchant Bank, when it was Merchant Bank, has contributed tremendously to the success of a lot of SMEs who became local, large businesses. There are quite a few of them who were birthed out of Merchant Bank. So indeed, I think a lot of their success has come about because they provide solutions, not necessarily just generic banking products and services. When I started my banking career, which was some 30-something years ago, Merchant Bank was a merchant bank and therefore known for its success in the corporate field. So there was not a single corporate client, government or private sector, that didn't have an account with Merchant Bank. Just before I took over, I did some research and some strategic thinking to see what the gaps in the market were and how Merchant Bank could bring itself into the current era. One of the things I realized was, whilst they had chalked so much success in the corporate area, there was still a lot of room in the retail space and in the consumer space. And so we needed to position ourselves to capture those markets. Now that is what led to the rebranding of Merchant Bank. Anybody who remembers the old Merchant Bank will know they were synonymous with the large corporates, etc., etc. Now, the question was that brand necessarily appealing to the demographic of today, where the growth in the market was coming from the younger generation? Was this a brand that was going to be able to attract that sort of target market? And I think after a lot of questions and research and analysis, the decision was taken that we needed to refresh the brand to make ourselves attractive to the retail space and the consumer space. So doing the rebranding was one of the initiatives we did to make ourselves attractive to the new target market that we were looking to pull in. Now, bear in mind that rebranding was not necessarily just changing the logo and the colors. Rebranding was right the way from looking at the culture, the ethos, the bank's processes, the banking software, the products and services. All of that needed to have, all of that needed some retuning, redefining, bringing into the modern age to make ourselves attractive to the new target market that we're looking to attract and retain. And so those are some of the initiatives that we brought on board, which I think we have carried through, or the bank has carried through as they've come forward. I think that for anybody, whether you're a man or a woman, if you're looking to get to the helm or get ahead, you need to be looking at what you put into it. You can only reap what you invest. So it's a question of how much or how passionate am I about what I'm doing. The way I'm doing this, is this the way I'll do it for myself if it were mine? Will I leave this halfway done, or will I complete the job? It is how you apply yourself to it. It is about whether or not you're current, whether or not you're relevant in terms of the policies and the decisions you make. It is how inclusive you are in terms of the kind of people you surround yourself with. So I think it's a lot more about your willingness to excel, your ability to excel. That is what will help you break that barrier. And that applies whether or not you're a man or a woman. It is true, I concede that it's easier as a man to achieve this, but I think even as a woman, if you follow the same principles, you're more than likely going to achieve that kind of success. Okay, anything a man can do, a woman can do. Okay, and that is why I don't think along the lines of am I a woman or am I a man. I just think if you can do it as a man, I can do it as a woman. What does it take for a man to succeed at this? Is that what it takes for a woman to succeed at it? Yes, plus maybe a little bit more. Maybe a man can do 9 over 10 in terms of perfection, but a woman will have to do 10 over 10 in terms of perfection to get there. But the route is the same. The investment is the same. The commitment is the same. The level of passion you need to exhibit is the same. Where it comes from is the same. You understand? So yes, as a woman, you have to do a little bit more. But if you want it, you can do it just as well as a man can do it, and probably even better. Rebranding was one. I think that was done, if I might say so myself. I think that was quite successful, and I think it stood the test of time. It was a huge job, but I think we did it because I had a formidable team, and so that was one of the highlights of my tenure there. Bringing on board a few more professionals to support the delivery of what we set out to do was also something I was proud of, because it was difficult to attract people to come and join at the time because nobody really knew where we were going. But I think a few people had confidence in what we were doing, and so they came. So having a great team to work with was good fun. It's one of the things I cherish, and I cherish till today. Launching some of the products and services we did. We launched changing the banking software to bring it up to today's day. Those were all things that I was very excited to be a part of, and hopefully my name will continue to resound in people's ears when they think of some of these things. But yes, those were interesting times. 50 years is a long time in the life of any institution. I'm in my 50s, and so when I think of merchant bankers 50 years, I'm thinking, okay, so it was around about the time or soon after I was born. 50 years is a long time, so congratulations. They've come through thick and thin. They've been through difficult times, they've been through good times, but they have survived. That's the most important thing. My goodwill message for them is to continue to, do things properly, work professionally, be relevant, be solution providers, be value-adding partners, so that indeed the next 50 will come and we'll celebrate a 100-year-old institution. And I think for Ghana that will be a fantastic thing, because there are very few institutions that have even crossed the 25-year mark. Yes, you'll find Standard Chartered 125 or 130 years, you'll find the Barclays, but how many organizations do we find in Ghana who have reached that 50-year mark? So my goodwill message is very simple. Keeping on. Do things professionally, be a value-adding partner to the staff to continue to give up their best, all stakeholders to, work with the knowledge that they're working for an institution they want to see in existence for the next 50 years, so that indeed together as Ghanaians we can celebrate a 100-year-old financial institution. I think that will be fantastic.